Hi guys, welcome to today's tutorials. Today we'll be looking at likely GCE mathematics questions which are most likely to be out. So stay with us as we go right through them. Now our first question says, if the volume of a cube is 8 times 10 raised to the power 3 centimeters cube, what is the surface area of a cube? Now we know for our volume of cube, we have it as L cube, all right, which is L times L times L. That means all sides of a cube are equal. Okay, this is giving us 8 times 10 raised to the power 3, which can be rewritten as 8,000. Okay, now for us to find L, the length, since it's L cube equals to 8,000, so our L will be cube root of 8,000 to give us L. So we'll find out that our L here would be 8,000, cube root of 8,000 would be 20. So our length is 20. If our length is 20, now looking for the surface area of our cube, we have our area of cube will be length times length, which is 20 times 20, which will give us 400. All right, so if our area is 400 and we know a cube has 6 sides, okay, so the surface area of the cube will be 6 times 400 since it has 6 sides, which will give us 2,400 centimeters square. So the surface area of a cube with those volume will be 2,400 centimeters square. The radius of the chord, a chord is drawn 12 cm away from the center of a cycle of radius 13 cm. What is the length of the chord? Now, if we have a cycle this way, and this is our center, it says a chord is drawn 12 cm away from the center. So this is a chord called AB, is drawn 12 cm away from the center of our cycle, now with a radius 13. Now with this, we can see we have a right angled triangle. All right, so we are asked to calculate the length of this chord AB. In order to calculate the length of this chord AB, in our circle geometry, we know that a line from the center of the circle is perpendicular to the chord. That means it simply means it's forming a 90 degrees and it bisects or cuts the chord into 2 equal parts. So having this as a right angle triangle here, we would have this as 13 and 12. Okay, so applying our Pythagoras theorem, we have it as hypotenuse squared equals opposite squared plus adjacent squared. Now where our adjacent is our x, all right, and the hypotenuse is 13 and our opposite is 12 plus our x squared. So 13 squared will be 169 equals 144 plus x squared. So x squared will be 169 minus 144, which gives us 25. So our x will be 5 centimeters. Now, if x is 5 cm, that means the length of chord, our length of chord would be 5 times 2, which will give us 10 centimeters. So the length of chord AB would be 10 centimeters, which is option E. A bottle of malt costs 3 times as much as a bottle of Mirinda. If 5 bottles of malt and 4 bottles of Mirinda cost 380 naira altogether, how much does a bottle of malt cost? Now, in order to solve this, we are going to have it as 1 malt equals 3 Mirinda. All right. Now, if 1 malt equals 3 Mirindas, and we are told 5 malts plus 4 Mirindas equals 380. Now, For us to find the cost of 5 moles in Mirinda will become 1 mole equals 3 Mirinda. Alright, so 5 moles would be 3 times 5 Mirindas, which is 15 Mirindas. So the cost of 5 moles to be used in getting 15 Mirinda bottles. Now replacing this with this, we have it as 15 Mirindas plus 4 Mirinda equals 380. So this gives us 19 bottles equals 380. So therefore, 1 bottle of Mirinda would be 1 bottle of Mirinda would be 380 over 19. Now this will give us 20. So if 1 bottle of Mirinda is 20, back to our question of 1 malt equals 3 Mirindas. That means 1 malt would be 3 times 20, since 1 bottle of Mirinda is 20. So our cost of 1 malt will be 60 Naira. So the cost of 1 malt will be 60 Naira. 2 bits are drawn at random, one after the other, with replacement from a box containing 5 reds. So we have 5 reds and 7 whites. All right, identical bits. What's the probability that the bits are the same color? Now, our probability of picking a red, probability of red, here our total probability will be 5 plus 7, which is 12. So probability of picking a red will be 5 over 12. And probability of picking a white would be 7 over 12. Now, for the facts, we are told that it's being replaced with replacement. That means our probability remains constant. So probability of red would be 5 over 12 times 5 over 12, which will give us 25 over 144. And probability of white would be 7 over 12 times 7 over 12, which gives us 49 over 144. So the probability of picking same color bits would be probability of same color would be probability of red plus probability of white. So this we would have as 25 over 144 plus 49 over 144, which gives us 25 plus 49, 25 plus 49 will give us 74 over 144. Now breaking this down, we can use 2 into 74. 74 divided by 2 will give us 37, and into 144 will give us 72. So our probability for picking same color bits will be 37 over 72. Our next question says, simplify root 6 a raised to power minus 2 times root 24 a raised to power 6. Now, we can rewrite this to be root 6 over a squared times 24 a raised to power 6. All right. Now, 24 times 6 would give us 144. So this becomes root 144 a raised to power 6 minus 2. Now, applying our law of indices here, all right, this becomes minus 2. So this gives us root 144 a raised to power 4. Now, our root of 144 will be plus or minus 12. Root of 4 will be a raised to power 2. So our answer will be plus or minus 12 a raised to power 2. Find the value of x in the equation. Now our question says 9 raised to power x equals 729. Alright, having it as 9 raised to power x equals 729, this would be, we have to break 729 to the powers of 9. So 729 will be 9 times 9 times 9. That will give us 9 raised to power x equals 9 raised to power 3. Now, equating our bases are x equals 3. So the value of x would be 3, which is option E. Now, in an acute triangle, XYZ, all right, it says XY, XZ is 9 cm, XZ is 9 cm, and the YZ is 11 cm. If angle XZY is 35, calculate our angle YXZ. So we are looking for this angle. Now, to the nearest degree. Now, in order to solve this, we are going to apply several laws. We will apply a cosine law to find our angles, side Z, and we apply our sine law to find our angle. Now, our cosine law states that if we have a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. Now, in this case, this will be, since we are looking for z, this will be z squared equals x squared plus y squared minus 2xy cos z. Now, whereas x is this, our y is this, and our z is this. This is our cos z. Now, applying this, substituting our values here, we have it as z squared equals x is 11 squared plus 9 squared minus 2 times 11 times 9 cos 35. All right, so z squared equals 121 plus 81 minus 2 times 99, 2 times 99 times cos 35, which gives us 162.19. Okay, so this we have as z squared equals 202 minus 162.19. So 202 minus 162.19 would give us 39.81. So the value of z will be root of 39.81, which gives us root 39.81. We have it as 6.31 centimeter. So as value of z there is 6.31 centimeter. Knowing that z is 6.31 centimeter, we are going to have it, applying our sine rule, as z over sine z equals x over sine x. Okay, now where our z is 6.31 all over sine z, which is sine 35, equals x, which is 11 all over sine x. Okay, now cross multiplying, we have sine x times 6.31 equals 11 times sine 35. Okay, so sine x equals 11 times sine 35 all over 6.31. Now 11 times sine 35 would give us 11 times 0.5736 all over 6.31. So times 11 divided by 6.31, we have it as sine x equals 0.9999. Okay, so therefore our x equals sine inverse of 0.9999. So having a sine inverse of 0.9999, we have it as 89.1. So it says to the nearest degree would be 89 degrees. So our angle of x to the nearest degree is 89 degrees. The surface area of a sphere is 616 meters squared. What is the volume of the sphere? It says correct to two significant figures. Now we have our surface area as 4 pi r squared, which is 616 meters squared, and our volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay, now for us from our surface area we have 4 pi r squared equals 616. So we can find the radius of our sphere since we're asked to take pi to be 3.142. All right, so from here we have this as r squared equals 616 divided by 4 pi. All right, so this would be 616 divided by 4. Okay, 616 times 7 divided by 88, we have this as 49. Okay, so dividing this, we have it as 49. So our r will be square root of 49, which gives us 7. So our r is 7 meters. Now, back to our formula for volume. Volume of sphere will be 4/3 times our pi, 3.142 times our radius, 7 raised to power 3. And this would be 7 times 7 times 7, which gives us 4/3 times 3.142 times 343. Okay, now having this way, we will now multiply times 3.142 times 4, all right, divided by 3. This gives us 1436.94. Now they said correct to two significant figures. So if we are correcting to two significant figures, we are only interested in our first two digits. So correcting to our first two digits will be 1400.00 meters cubed. So that will be 1400 meters cubed. 51 women wore colored shoes to a party, out of which 21 wore purple and 9 wore white. So out of 51 women, 21 of them wore purple and 9 wore white. If a woman is selected at random, what is the probability that she is wearing neither a purple shoe or a white shoe? So out of all this, we are going to have it as total number. We are going for us to have probability of purple, okay, would be 21/51, and probability of white would be 9/51. So probability of neither would be 1 minus probability of purple plus probability of white. Now, if we add up these two probabilities, we are having it as 21/51 plus 9/51 will give us 30/51. Okay? So having it as 30/51, our probability of neither will be 1 minus 30/51. LCM here will give us 51. So this will be 51 minus 30, which gives us 21/51. Now, if we have it as 21/51, for those that have that one neither, we can break it down to its lowest term as 3 here, 7, 3 into 51 17. So the probability of picking a woman that wore neither purple or white shoe would be 7 over 17, which is our option B. The radius of a sphere, is 21 centimeters. If S and V represents the curved surface area and volume respectively, what is S ratio V? Now, we have our radius is 21 centimeter, and we have the curved surface area of a sphere to be 4 pi r squared, and volume to be 4 over 3 pi r cubed. Now, having this, we are told to take pi as 3.142. All right, now we have our radius, we have our pi. We can find out our surface area. Our curved surface area would be 4 times 3. Okay, let me keep it in terms of pi times 21 squared. And our volume would be 4 over 3 pi times 21 cubed. Now this we would have as 4 times 21 times 21 would give us 1764 pi. And for this, we have it as 4 times 21 times 21 times 21 times 21 3 times, divided by 3 will give us 12,348 pi. All right, now S is to V. Our S curved surface area will be 1764 pi is to 12,348 pi, which is our V. Now, dividing both sides by 1764 pi, all right, 1764 pi, pi cancels pi, okay, leaving us with 176 cancelling 176. This will give us 1 is to, so 12,348 divided by 1,764 would give us 7. So the ratio of the volume to the ratio of the surface area to the volume would be 1 is to 7, which is our option B. A trader sold an article for 4,600 naira, thereby making a profit of 15%. Calculate the cost price of the article. Now, if a trader, his selling price is 4,600 and his profit percent profit is 15%. All right, now how do we calculate our percentage profit? Our percentage profit is calculated by our profit over cost price times 100 over 1. And we know for profit, our profit is selling price minus cost price. Okay, and in this case, we are looking for our cost price. So we are going to replace our profit here with this. So here we are having it as 15 equals selling price minus cost price all over cost price times 100 over 1. Now our selling price is 4,600. So this becomes 15 equals 4,600 minus cost price all over cost price times 100 over 1. Cross multiplying, we would have this as 15 times cost price equals 4,600 times 100 minus 100 times cost price. Now, collecting our like terms together, we'll move our 100 cost price over to this way to keep it positive. This becomes 115 cost price equals 460,000. All right, so our cost price would be 460,000 divided by 115, which when we divide will give us 4,000. So the cost price of the article is 4,000 naira. The first term of a GP is 7. Find its fourth term if its common ratio is 3. Now, our first term is 7. Our common ratio is 3. Now, our formula for GPTN equals ARN minus 1, where A is our first term, R is our common ratio, and N is a number of terms. Now, if we have a number of terms here, in this case to be 4, this would be T4 equals A, which is 7, times R, which is 3, raised to power 4 minus 1. So this will give us 7 times 3 raised to power 3, which will be 7 times 3 times 3, 9, 9 times 3, 27. So 27 times 7 would give us 189. So the fourth term of our sequence would be 189. Express 0.073785 in standard form correct to 3 significant figures. Now, if we are to express 0.03785 to standard form, now in standard form, we know that we are moving our decimal to be in between our first and second non-zero digits. Now, in moving our decimal to be in between our first and second non-zero digits, we will be moving the decimal backwards 1, 2. So this becomes 3.785 times 10 raised to power. How many times we move the decimal? 2. But since it's backwards, it becomes minus 2. Now, having it as minus 2, and our next line of question says correct to 3 significant figures. Now, to 3 significant figures means we just need 3 digits here. Okay, so this becomes 3.79 times 10 raised to power minus 2. Why 9? Because our next number to 8 is up to 5. So we convert to 1 and add to our 8 to make it 3.79 times 10 raised to power minus 2. Convert 101.011 base 2 to base 10. Now, if we have this in base 2, converting to base 10, we would use our expansion method. So having this as 101.011 base 2, 012 minus 1 minus 2 minus 3. Now this will be 1 times 2 raised to power 2 plus 0 times 2 raised to power 1 plus 1 times 2 raised to power 0 plus 0 times 2 raised to power minus 1 plus 1 times 2 raised to power minus 2 plus 1 times 2 raised to power minus 3. Now having this, we have this as 2 raised to power 2 will give us 4 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0 plus 1 over 2 raised to power 2 plus 1 over 2 raised to power 3. Alright, now adding this up, we have this as 5 plus 1 over 4 plus 1 over 8. Okay, so our LCM here will be 8. 5 times 8 will give us 40 plus 2 plus 1. This gives us 43 over 8. So our answer here would be 43 over 8. The next question says, solve the equation. Solve the equation x squared minus 3x minus 10 equals 0. Now, we are going to factorize. We are going to solve that using our factorization method where we have x squared minus 3x minus 10 equals 0. So we'll look for the factors of 10x minus 10x that will give us 3x. So now when we look at our factors of 10x, we have it as 5 and 3. Sorry, 5 and 2. Okay, 5 times 2 will give us 10. 5 minus 3 will give us 5 minus 2 will give us 3. Now, considering our signs, our 3 is minus and our 10 is negative. So which of our factors will be negative? So we'll have our bigger number to be negative since our 10 is negative. Okay, so this becomes 2 minus 5 will give us minus 3. 2 times minus 5 will give us minus 10. Now, substituting this for this, we have it as x squared minus 5x plus 2x minus 10 equals 0. Grouping them, our common factor here is x. So this becomes x minus 5. And our common factor here is 2. This becomes x minus 5. Okay, so x plus 2 equals 0 and x minus 5 equals 0. So therefore, our x equals minus 2 and our x equals plus 5. So the value of x would be minus 2 and plus 5, which is our option C. And next question says, the length of the sides of a triangle is 15 meters, 21 meters, and 28 meters. What is the size of the angle facing the 21 meters? Correct to 1 decimal place. Now, if we have a triangle this way, we have it as 15 meters, 28 meters, and 21 meters. So we are asked to find the size of the angle facing 21 meters. So from here, we are going to use our cosine law that says if we have cos B equals A squared plus C squared minus B squared all over 2AC. Okay, now if we have this, let's call this B, A, and C. So this will be C, A, B. So this we are having as A is 28 squared minus 15 squared, plus 15 squared minus 21 squared all over 2 times 28 times 15. Okay, cos B. So having this, we have this as 28 squared plus 15 squared minus 21 squared. This gives us 568 all over 28 times 15 times 2 would give us 840. So dividing this, 568 divided by 840, we would have it as cos B equals 0.6762. So B equals cos inverse of 0.6762. So our cos inverse of 0.6762 would be 47.45 degrees. So since they said correct to 1 decimal place will be 47.5 degrees. So the angle at B is 47.5 degrees. And next question says, if T varies inversely as the cube of x, okay, and T is 24, while S is 3, find the value of T when S is 2. So this we have as T equals K over S cube. Now T is 24, 24 equals K over 3 cube. And 3 cube will give us 27. 3 times 3 times 3 would give us 27. So times 24 would give us k equals 648. So the value of our constant of proportionality will be 648. So here, when we say t equals 648 over s cubed. Now back to our question where it says find t when s is 2. We have t equals 648 divided by 2 raised to the power 3, which gives us 648 divided by 8. So 648 divided by 8 would give us t equals 81.
Hi, I'm sure you enjoyed the content you just watched. To see more episodes as that, preparing you for your oncoming exams, smash the subscribe button on this channel right now and visit the playlist that we've made for you, covering over 50 types of different exams, including JAMB, WAEC, Cacao,